Hi everyone, Nick here for a frequently asked question video. So I asked people that follow me or don't follow me to send me questions, and I got some pretty interesting questions. So some of them are skincare, some of them are life care, some of them are food care. So we're gonna talk about these things. I'm gonna answer them from my perspective. How do I love myself daily? This is one of the questions that I got. And I got a lot of self-care questions as well. Loving yourself daily is a practice. And it's a practice that you have to set the requirement for what you will and will not accept from the world around you. And a lot of times that starts with what you accept from yourself. And if you have requirements for yourself in terms of not being around people who gossip, or eating healthy food, working out, being mindful of how you talk to people, trying to be more positive and less negative. When you focus on yourself and trying to be better for yourself, then you start to do that self-work that requires you to be very honest about your shortcomings and what have you. And by going through that process, you inevitably set the new standard of requirements of how you want to show up and love yourself. And by doing that daily, for me, I do everything from a place of love. That's my motto. Do everything that I do from a place of love. And I have found that by doing that, when I'm authentically in that loving place and love zone, I honor myself in a loving, caring, and compassionate way. So, loving yourself on a daily basis, it means just being kind to yourself. Start with that. Start by being kind to yourself. Be kind with the words that you use to yourself. Be kind to the words that you use to other people, because you get what you put back. You get what you put out. You get back what you put out. So if you're being kind to yourself, if you're being kind to other people, you'll get that kindness back. And kindness it's contagious. It's happiness and joy. Joy is contagious. These are emotions that are contagious. These are positive emotions that are contagious. The negative ones are contagious too. So put out what you want to get back. How do I wash my face properly? I've done a video about this, but just to highlight some of the key points of how to wash your face properly, then the most important thing is to be sure that you're choosing a cleanser that is formulated for your skin type. Second tip is you want to be sure that you allow your cleanser to sit on your face and to do the job. So put your cleanser on, put it on your face, let it sit there. I like to put my cleanser on, and if I'm not using like my Clarisonic or my Pop Leaf or whatever, some type of cleansing tool on my face which cycles through to ensure that I'm allowing the product, the cleanser, to kind of break down, and it helps to guide and aid it in that process. If you're not using one of those, I'll put it on and I'll brush my teeth. So you want to be sure you allow the product time, the active ingredients that are formulated within that cleanser, to do its job. If you want a more detailed explanation, then definitely watch my video. So funny. What can I do to trick myself into drinking more water? Oh, quite simply, try infusing waters. I love putting cucumbers and mint in my water and letting it sit overnight. The key is to let it sit overnight so the flavors just kind of infuse the water, and it gives it a different taste. Another thing that I like to do is I love to drink like the sparkling waters, I'll have it with usually my lunch, and it has the bubbles in there, so it kind of feels like I'm drinking more than water. And sometimes I'll add like fresh lemon to it Like I'll put ice in with some lemon, and then I'll put the sparkling water in, and I'll drink it that way, and it's very refreshing. So those are some ways you can trick yourself into drinking more water. If you're competitive, I know this is something that I've heard works for some people. They have these apps where you set a goal to drink so many glasses of water a day, and it has these reminders to drink water. So if that can help you in some way drink more water, if you're competitive in that way, that's also a good way. Another way is to have tea. I love tea. You get some really good herbal teas. Like really good herbal teas are amazing, and I'm not talking about the ones that you can buy in like the grocery store. And like loose leaf teas, loose leaf herbal teas are amazing. There's a couple of brands. There's only one brand in there that I like, and the other ones I have to get from like other stores or what have you. But that's another way to trick yourself into drinking water, because tea is brewed with water, and that's drinking water essentially, and you're also getting in the antioxidants that a lot of teas have in them. So it's like a 2-for-1, you know? Is it healthy to share nail polish with your friends? Yes and no. For me, I tend to not like to share nail polishes because your hands are probably the most dirtiest part of your body. We touch so many different things. So the reason why it's yes or no is yes, if you are super hyper vigilant in washing your hands, making sure you wash your hands, they wash their hands, everyone's hands are washed before they touch the bottle and you use the product. If you don't do that, if you're not washing your hands appropriately, and you have like fecal matter on your hands or bacteria or dirt or what have you, when you put the brush onto your nails, what's on your hands, on your nails, gets transferred to the brush, and you put it back in the bottle. And what do you do after you polish your nails? You close the bottle up and you put it on the shelf. It's sitting there, and whatever is in there is allowed to just kind of breathe and grow. So yes, if you are really clean and sanitary, which most people aren't, quite honestly. So to be on the safe side, no, I don't always recommend it. If you want to share nail polish, like I have done this, I'll put it in, I have these little plastic paint palettes, and I'll pour some of the nail polish out, and I'll paint from there, and I make sure that I take the brush and I clean that off with alcohol before I put it back into the nail polish bottle. So that's my stance. I'm sure other people will think otherwise, but because I'm very focused on sanitation, sanitary practice, that's where my mind goes. So what steps do I take for my meal prep? Oh my goodness. So my meal prep starts with a meal plan. I've been doing meal prep for, I don't even know how long now, for a while now. So I've come to the point, I have created different recipes and I have menus to kind of pull from, that I can pull from really quickly. And for me, because I have the meal plan, I know what it looks like, I know what I need when I go to the grocery store, it allows for a more seamless process in the meal prepping process. That for me, I find is what stumps people, is what to prepare to begin with. So sit down, figure out what food you like, and then create a menu around that. When you're doing your meal prep, you also want to be sure that you take into consideration the freshness of your food. I used to prep like 7 days worth in the beginning, but I stopped doing it because the freshness is not there. So I tend to prep like 3 to 4 meals a day, a week, and then I'll have like another mini meal prep session. So that's how I do my meal prep. But it starts with having a menu. If you don't have a menu, it's really hard to do meal prep. So I do my menu. I have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then like 2 snacks. So my breakfast tends to be the same thing every day. Like now I'm doing these RX bars, or I'll do overnight oats. I do something that's quick. For me, I don't like breakfast. Like I don't eat a heavy breakfast. And I'll have like a snack of some sort, maybe granola, maybe yogurt, that I can eat depending on if I'm hungry. If I'm not, I don't always get hungry between breakfast and lunch. And then lunch, you know, lunch is usually, I try to make lunch my heaviest meal, so I'll have like typically, honestly, it's quinoa, some type of vegetable mix of some sort, because I'm a vegetarian, and some type of protein source. Usually it's legumes. I love lentils. Lentils are amazing in terms of taking on different flavors, and I can adjust accordingly. So one question, hyperpigmentation. I get hyperpigmentation questions all the time. Scarring, how do I get rid of like acne marks or what have you. Time and consistent skincare routine. It takes time and commitment and consistency to get rid of the appearance of hyperpigmentation. For me, I have more melanin enhanced skin, and for my skin coloring and my skin type, I tend to hyperpigment a lot easier than someone that does not have as much melanin as me, that's lighter skin and does not have as sensitive and reactive skin as I do. But for me, the way that I can keep my hyperpigmentation at bay is to be consistent with my skincare routine, use some type of brightening serum or formulation of some sort that helps to brighten and to fade the appearance of the dark spots or scars or whatever it may look like for you. For me, I love using like vitamin C is really, really good for that. Rosehip oil is also a really amazing natural ingredient or product that helps in fading the appearance of dark spots. Pumpkin seed oil is also really, really amazing in doing that. But again, the key is to have that consistency in treating the hyperpigmentation and to continuing to have a consistent skincare routine and being patient. Patience is the key to hyperpigmentation. I know it's just like, oh my gosh, I have darkness, I want to get rid of it. Okay, I completely understand that, but I'm a realistic person here. I'm here to help treat your skin, and I want to set you up for success, and that starts by being realistic with your expectations and your timeline. So be patient with the process. Be consistent with your practice, your regimen to help fight and target the hyperpigmentation. It takes time. It really does take time. Remember, it takes 14 to 20 plus days for the cells to turn over. So it's going to take time to change the appearance of hyperpigmentation that may be currently present on your skin. How do I get over a bad relationship? I did a live chat on that. So yeah, I've talked about that. I think the key to getting over a bad relationship is time and being kind to yourself about the fact that it ended, and truly looking back and trying to learn from the experience that you've just been through, and learning what can you do better to not bring that into your next relationship. But again, time is how to get over a bad relationship and being kind to yourself through the process. It's a hard process, you know. Relationships are hard to be in, and they can be hard to move past, especially when you have spent so much time with this person, and it's a loss of sorts. Essentially, you're saying goodbye to someone that you spent so much time with in your life, and they're no longer going to be there. So just be kind to yourself and give yourself some time. All right, are cotton panties better than nylon for hygiene and health? yes, cotton panties are a lot better than nylon from the standpoint of your vagina being able to breathe. Your vagina needs air to breathe, and cotton panties are a natural fiber. You want to make sure they're 100% cotton. They're when you're wearing your underwear. Cotton is a natural product, and you want to. It allows the airflow in and out, which is very important to your vagina and your body too. You want your body needs to be able to air stuff out, and your vagina is an amazing organ that is self-cleaning. So you want to help aid it along that process and maintaining the best vaginal health as possible, and hygiene as well. Because sometimes the nylon panties don't allow for breathability, so it can hold on to like there's this blockage. Essentially, I'm trying not to get like really graphic, which I can get, but it prevents the air from coming through. So what happens is it's just this buildup of whatever you want to call it, and it just stays there. So cotton panties are always better than nylon panties. And honestly, this is something I always remember my gynecologist telling me this: you need to air your vagina out every day. That's all I'm gonna say. Figure out what that looks like for you, but just something to consider. All right, that's it for my frequently asked questions for this month. I got so many questions in my inbox, and I got a lot of ideas for some more videos, and I hope you guys got something out of that. I hope it answered some of your questions or made you consider a question that you didn't even know that you needed the answer to. So give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more questions and answers like this, if you want to see more content as well. And be sure to subscribe to the channel. What else? There's so many good questions.